We're recording.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Den of Weebs. I'm Frankie,
I'm AJ.
and we have been gone for a bit again. I'm sure if you guys are
Shocker.
getting annoyed from our long periods of absence, I'm sorry. Um, but we are here to check out one of our favorites, Spiritbox's new song "Hurt You." Um, we were not going to record this tonight because I was just going to do it tomorrow until I realized that it was new Spirit Box, and then I realized I had to. We had to do this ASAP, so I can just put it on repeat as I do with every new Spirit Box song I listen to. All right. Are you ready, AJ?
I am ready.
All right. Three, two, one, go. It's also supposed to be like horror movie themed, so this will be up your alley too. Spicy content. I like the skin feeling. Ew. Okay, pause it real quick. Okay, so I want to pause it before we got to the breakdown. That will be coming eventually. Um, but like they gotta stop doing this because once again, this sounds nothing. This doesn't sound like just anything that's off of the album. This doesn't sound like anything they've ever fucking made
Made.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as soon as it started, I was like, this is not what I'm used to, but I loved it. And then it gets to the chorus, and that's like the spirit box that I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's once again them just blending like something familiar that you can get it like really catchy like chorus like that sounds really fucking good that's really specific to them, and they're like, oh, we're just going to do this entirely new thing that we don't do at all, and you're like, okay, well, you fucking nailed it again, so I guess here we are.
The part that I love about it, that I've been loving like so far, is it's like it's like new age new metal.
Kind of. That's the sound that I was thinking of. I was trying to be like, I was trying to pin. I was like, where is this sound? Like, where? Like, what kind of sound is this? And I was like, what? It's not metalcore. It's not anything like that. And I'm like, It's not like prog metal because they've done plenty of progressive metal type things. I was like, what the fuck is it? It fucking sounds like new metal. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's so
And
good.
and like, it's no secret that you and I do love some new metal. Not like Limp Bizkit and shit like that, but like fucking
I
Corn and like
mean,
Slipknot and shit like that.
Limp Bizkit is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Oh, I fucking hate you. No.
Dude,
Oh, I'm
I
sorry. Okay,
yeah.
everybody, we're gonna have to cancel this channel. This is the last video. Me and him just we I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm kidding. I just want you to know that you and TD now share that in common. So
Well, I mean, hey, I enjoy them. Okay.
now, here's the one thing I will give them. I will give respect to Limp Bizkit and like Fred Durst because they did cancel the tour because of COVID. which and they stated like they canceled it because they have to look out for fans and the crew's safety, which sucks for Spiritbox obviously because it's like their breakout tour, and I know they got like hit like heavy with like the cost of it. But dude from Shinedown like fucking helped them out, which was super cool, and I think the dude from Architects offered too. So obviously that sucks, but I will give Fred Durst that, he did what a lot of people would not do in canceling a tour because
Yeah.
pandemic. And I was like, okay, you get some points. I still don't like the music, but I will give you points for that.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Where are you
Where are
at?
you at?
I'm at 140.
Okay, same.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Dude, they make such fucking good choruses. Oh, this part's new.
Get ready. Dude,
Oh,
yes.
oh my god. The breakdown,
It's
man.
so dirty. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that riff is fucking disgusting.
Dude, that
Okay. So, I'll fucking make so I love this because like the three singles that have come out since they have announced the album, because obviously Constance and Holy Roller are like on the album, but like they were made before they announced it. The cool thing is every single one of these songs has shown such incredible progression from the band. It has shown how they have pushed themselves like musically in a crazy direction. Like you start with
her
Circle with
her vocals in this are like they're
like
insane. Like
oh
they're not like
like
any other.
yeah, it's like it's crazy to just see like obviously her push her vocal range, which is incredible because like she really is like the centerpiece of the band 100%, and then everything else is just nuts around her, but it really like builds to like push her out, which is crazy. But like you have Circle with Me where like the music video was kind of like their take on like a live performance. And then you have Secret Garden where she just wanted to show off like her cleans, like there's no screaming anything in it. And then you go to this, which is like doesn't sound instrumentally like anything else they've put before. And like it wasn't just like very new metal with like the riff like you called out, like right before the breakdown when it kind of had like the electronics and like the kind of like the tuning and auto tuning effect with her vocals with like the screams. It's like it's it's not fair how many things they can just incorporate and it just works every time. Like it never misses. There's never been something they've released where I'm like, it's cool that they tried this, but it wasn't my favorite. It's like, okay, they did this. It's fucking amazing. And all right.
They're they're probably honest like the first band I've listened to where they're like, yeah, where they were very open about every track on the album is different.
Hmm.
It's gonna work in a certain way, and like literally every song they've put out is completely different and doesn't sound the same. That's
Exactly.
going
But
on
it's
the
cool.
album. It's
It's
like
cool though because
insane.
yeah, but it's cool because you also see like running themes in like the music video. Like I thought it was cool because like when she cut her hand and the blood was blue and the
Hmm.
album being Eternal Blue, like dealing with
Yeah.
like her depression. Like obviously like Circle with Me, like their attire was like mostly blue and all that shit. Secret
Hmm.
Garden, like blue fucking imagery. And then
Hmm.
in this with like it was very like horror themed and shit like that.
Yeah. I
But like
There's like every song in every video, there's an underlying message that's going on, and
mhm,
I'm gonna have to listen to this a couple more, and then of course, like we do every time, is listen to it a bunch, go over the lyrics. So that which is gonna make the song like even more better than it is already.
mhm.
So
Well,
like
I do
yeah.
know. I was looking on Twitter or something, and there was some article or something about it where like the main theme of the song is like centered around like uh codependency, like toxic codependency,
Hmm.
which makes sense because every single character outside of the one that was kind of motoring around um was constantly with another person. Like they were always in pairs.
Yeah.
Um and especially like at the end with like the girl that's pregnant and like the guy and they're like screaming at each other, the two women that were each other and like she's cutting her hand and shit like that. Because I think pretty much all of us at this point has had some run-in issue with like toxic codependency or toxic relationships
Yeah.
or like destructive relationships, whether it's romantic, family, friends, something like that.
Yeah.
um but it's cool because this is another band, and especially with Courtney, who are very open about their personal struggles, which I think really pushes like an artist from being good to like great.
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't
I
hide
just
anything.
they're just fucking perfect, man. Like I have not seen a band like this in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
Hmm. It's refreshing.
Very. Not
Spirit
only
box.
that, but like they they're doing things that are like what's the best way to describe it? Like they're obnoxiously good. There's that. They're they're finally getting the recognition. Um
Hmm.
and they're still like they haven't changed. Like who they are as like people. Like
Yeah.
they still are like interacting with fans and everything like that. They still
Hmm.
like listen. It's so sick. Like I love how like the recognition they've got, everything hasn't changed them, which is always it's always so nice when that when that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like yeah, and the thing is like I've watched interviews with Courtney from like when she was with Wrestled a Bear once.
Mhm.
Like just genuinely just wants to talk to people about
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
cool because like obviously um as like fans of anything like TV shows, actors, bands, artists, whatever, like you have to make sure that you don't develop that relationship where you believe you were like extremely close or friends with that individual because you can't be that way with someone you don't know. And it creates like this really shitty situation, especially for them, where like you're inevitably going to be disappointed and it just like puts them in a weird like awkward position. But it's always good knowing that like you have a band like this, like even after they're blowing up, like they're still just like just good people.
yeah,
Like look at the Brennan from Shinedown. Like as far as I know, I've always heard he was a good dude. Literally, like Spiritbox hit like 10 grand that they were out for this tour, and Brennan was just like fucking just like sent him 10 grand.
Yeah.
And the dude from Architects is obviously they're like the biggest metalcore band fucking ever because everyone fucking took from them. And he's just like, yeah, I'll help out however you need to too. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's cool to just have people that are still like you're blowing up, you're big, like you're getting a lot of traction, but you still are at the end of the day, you're just the same person you always were. You're just like being in the band isn't who you are.
Yeah.
And they don't make that their personality trait. Like they're like,
Hmm.
hey, I'm still the fucking same goofy person I always was. And I want to talk about like music and random shit, but hey, we also make great fucking music, so have fun with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like the best way that I can describe them, and I don't know, it's not even a good way, but it's like you have you have like the little kid who's like making art and they're like, "Hey, look at what I made." Like that's like what they are like.
Kind of, yeah.
They're like, "Look what I made." They're not like the fucking like douchebag person who's like, "I'm better than everybody."
I
That's my
made this
personality.
masterpiece and
Yeah.
you will
They're just
be
like
so fortunate to partake of it.
they're just like, "Look what I made." And
Yeah.
what they put out is fucking insane. Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't
like
let it get
even
to their
with
head.
fucking yeah, like even with like Secret Garden when that was coming out, like she was like, I was super nervous to release this because it's so different than anything we fucking released before. And it fucking slapped so fucking hard. And it's like I'm sure they still get like that bit of anxiety when they release a new song. And it's funny because you don't have to, because it's all just fucking great.
Yeah.
But they genuinely are just excited for people to hear their music. It reminds me a lot like Charlie Rolfe from As Everything Unfolds. Like every time I see anyone like retweet or repost anything of their music, it's all they always repost it or retweet it and like super excited. Like that's what I love. Like you don't have to have this super personal relationship with every one of your fans or anything like that, but just always having that excitement for people to share in what you create and
Hmm.
then like engaging with them and just like never losing that part of you that just has genuine excitement when you create and release something and you're just anxious for people to share in that. Like that
Yeah.
is just such a cool thing because then like I can freak out and be excited because what you just released is great. And then you can be freaked out and excited because you released it and I loved it. And I can be freaked out and excited because you're freaking out that I like it so much. And it just keeps going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like soul resonance, but with music.
Hmm. Yeah, there was it was Mitch from Suicide Silence. Um he would always hear about fans that were too shy to come up to him and talk about like how much the band meant to them, how much of a fan they were. And he said he would always get sad because he he would literally like he would just like wait to talk to every single person.
Yeah.
And he was a part of like one of the biggest like metal like deathcore bands ever, I want to say almost. um but yeah, I mean he ended up dying. And yeah, I mean that was just a huge thing that was like well known. And he was very open about it. He was just like come up to me, like I want to talk to you. Like
Yeah.
I want to talk to you. It makes me incredibly happy knowing that there's somebody that appreciates my music. It's helped change their life. And it
Hmm.
was just like super genuine guy. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy. And like they were fucking huge.
And I
Yeah.
think that's what really helps make bands like really memorable and really big is when you have people like that because like you obviously have people who make really good music but aren't particularly like passionate about it. Like
Yeah.
music is just kind of something they do, and I feel like you're always going to at some point hit a cap, like a
Yeah.
ceiling for that. But when you have people like like Mitch Lucker, or like now with like Spearbox with like Courtney and all Mike and all of them. And you have these people that just genuinely have a passion for what they create and just are super excited to share it and see how it affects other people. And then like it pushes you to do more and like go further with your music. Like, what can I do with this? Like, how can we change this? Like, how will people react to it? Like, I'm so excited to see like what we can do next. Like, it just pushes you to do way more. And then I don't know. I feel like you can't really fail when you have that mindset.
Yeah,
Unless you just suck from the get go,
there
which, you
was
know.
yeah there was, I can't remember. It's just like I was watching. It was some podcast, but they were like, you as long as you are making like some sort of art and you have a solid fan base, you don't need to be a superstar. You can still have a career. Like
Yeah.
even if it's like smaller shows than usual, like as long as it's like steadily going, like yeah.
Yeah. Like as
But I
long as you
mean,
have that core
yeah.
fan base, that's all that matters.
But
Like,
I mean I grew up a lot with like when metalcore was like insane basically, and I watched a
yeah.
lot of bands that were there for the fame and they fizzled out pretty quickly. I mean, one of
Yeah.
the big ones was like Woe Is Me. They came out. They're on Rise Records, and just I believe it was the drummer and there was a guitarist that was in it, and they were just like like they took over everything. They like drained everybody, wouldn't let people make the music that they wanted to make, and they broke up. And that was the second band they were in that like broke up because they were so controlling.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you see it like for sure. Like you can like yeah, you're putting out like really great music, but it's never gonna last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like with art, like obviously everyone wants to be able to make a living off of doing something they like or doing something they love. Some obviously art's one of the more difficult ones because it's so subjective and it's just such a hard industry to break into, especially nowadays with social media, because everyone can essentially advertise themselves. Um and but like it's just like you said, like back in the day when like metalcore and like new metal and stuff like that were like metalcore arguably, but new metal definitely was like mainstream. Like there was a ton of people that just jumped on the bandwagon that wanted to get famous. Like same
Yeah.
way there's like a lot of like, pop stars and rappers that wanted to get famous because it was like mainstream. But I feel like metal, like as a whole, kind of dropped off a bit
Yeah.
after like the peak metalcore new metal days. But I think it's starting to like come back around. Like because you're starting to see a lot of like metal bands that are getting a ton of attention that are blowing up really fast. And maybe it's just because you and I and just listen to metal more.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's because I've explored it more is why I'm noticing it more, but it feels like metal is kind of getting a second wind
Oh yeah,
and it's starting to blow up a bit more.
there's a yeah, it's coming. Its second wave is coming from
Yeah.
the like mid 2000s, 2010s and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Yeah, it's coming back. But people just are they want they're like reforming like old things and making it better, which is
Mhm.
like sick. So,
Yeah, and it's
and
cool
then
because like
we also have things like TikTok as well. Like I've learned so
yes.
much from like
Mhm.
TikTok, and like dude, that's gonna help like so many people.
Yeah.
So
And it's cool because like once again I think it's social media helps it because like you even have like a lot of like YouTube like vocal coaches like that have YouTube channels like checking out more metal artists that they never checked out before and being like holy shit, like metal vocalists are so impressive in what they can do.
yeah,
And because these are people who traditionally listen to more like traditional singers that don't do the things metal singers do. But then you look at someone from like the dude from Periphery, like what is his name? Spencer?
I
So
don't
I can't
know.
remember his name. But like you listen to him and it's just like you would have no idea that someone was like that in metal that can just do crazy fucking vocal ranges of like Courtney and shit like that. Um, but I think it's just people are starting to kind of get past the stigma that metal has always had and start to appreciate like what it really is and then mix that with all of these different bands like reforming and revitalizing what metal is, and it's just like it's just like blowing up in the best way. Like if you like metal or you're just getting in to like enjoying metal music, like this is a fucking good time
Yeah.
to be a metal fan, because holy shit is there a lot at the fucking buffet right now.
Yep. There
All
sure
right.
is. Oh.
All right. Well, I'll close this out because clearly Mr. AJ's tired. And this happens every one of our videos. We talk about the video for a while and then we just fucking ramble on about everything else. So,
Yeah.
all right. Once again, everyone, this was us checking out Spiritbox's Hurt You video. As always, make sure to check out the original video, like it, share it with literally everyone you know, literally everyone. Print flyers, hand it out to people on the streets. Um, if you don't, I will be sad because everyone needs to know this band. Once again, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think of the video. Talk to us about what you think of it. We've been absent for a bit, but super excited to engage with everyone like we used to because that's just fun. Um, Make sure to hit the bell so that way you know when we upload a new video and you can stay on top of it. And once again, I'm Frankie,
I'm AJ.
and we are the Den of Weebs, and we will check you in the next one.
Bye.